Friends, you must have heard about a person talking to a doll. You might say, what's the big deal in that? But if a doll talks to a person, well, let's say in this story. Friends, I request all of you to please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to enjoy this same story in Hindi, don't forget to check the description. So, there was a girl named Sonali living in a village. Although she was 15 years old, she still loved playing with dolls. She played with her dolls in such a way that it seemed like both she and her doll were talking to each other. For some reason, Sonali's parents found this normal. But maybe there was more to it, because often people living around her house would hear very scary noises coming from Sonali's house. One day, Sonali's cousin Rakhi came to stay at her house for a few days. At first, she also thought that Sonali just really liked playing with dolls. But when Rakhi saw Sonali talking to that doll in the middle of the night, she became convinced that it was not just about liking the doll. Something was happening that was not good for Sonali. At that moment, Rakhi didn't say anything to Sonali. She just quietly observed what was happening. She saw that first Sonali was talking to the doll, then she went outside with the doll, and then she came back alone to her room and went to sleep. In the morning, when Rakhi asked Sonali about it, Sonali made an excuse and said that she was just checking if she had put her doll to sleep properly. Then she felt thirsty and went to drink water. Rakhi was now confused about whether she saw was true or if what Sonali was saying was true. Rakhi thought for a while and decided that maybe she was just very sleepy. The next day, when Rakhi was tidying up Sonali's room, she took the doll off the bed and placed it on the floor. She then went to the kitchen to cook something. But the doll was somehow back in the kitchen? How was this possible? Rakhi picked up the doll again and put it back in Sonali's room. Once again, the doll ended up in the kitchen. Now this could not be a dream. Since no one else was home at the time, it meant that the doll had moved there on its own. Rakhi was very scared, but she also thought that if the doll could move on its own, who knows what else it could do? This meant that what I saw that night was true. Sonali was actually talking to the doll. But if Sonali knew everything about this, why did she lie to me? While Rakhi was thinking about all this, she heard a voice saying, "Go away from here." It didn't take her long to realize that this voice was coming from the doll. Suddenly, if a doll starts moving and talking, anyone would be scared. Rakhi ran and locked herself in a room. Gradually, the noise got louder and louder. "Go away from here. Just go away from here." Suddenly, after a while, everything became quiet. Then Sonali's voice was heard, which meant everyone had come home. Rakhi came out of her room and told everyone what had happened. But no one believed her. They said, "You must have had a bad dream." And then everyone went to their rooms. But Rakhi knew very well that it was not a dream. That same night, when Rakhi went to sleep, she heard some whispering. When she followed the sound, what she saw was completely unexpected. Sonali and her parents were talking, and the doll was also talking to them. This meant everyone already knew that the doll was not ordinary. But how? Rakhi decided to listen to their conversation. What she heard was completely unexpected. The doll was instructing them on everything they did, but the way they obeyed the doll, it seemed they were all under its control. Maybe they were because the doll was telling them to kill Rakhi. Hearing this, Rakhi ran to her room and locked the door from the inside. Soon everyone started banging on her door. Rakhi was confused about how to save herself. Then she got an idea. She wasn't sure if it would work, but if she did nothing, she would surely die. With that thought, she quickly opened the door, ran to the home's temple, and brought holy water. She sprinkled it on everyone. Fortunately, everyone regained consciousness. They didn't even remember what Rakhi was doing in their house because they had been under the doll's control for so long. Rakhi told them everything. Meanwhile, the doll appeared, and as soon as it saw that no one was under its control anymore, it spontaneously burned to ashes. But how? And who was that doll? Sonali provided the answer, since she was the one who had brought it. She explained that one day I went to a doll show. I enjoyed the show so much that I got completely absorbed in it. The show ended and everyone else left. But I stayed there, waiting for the next show. The person who conducted the show saw this and gave me the doll, saying it was a talking doll that could do everything just like humans. He told me that whatever I asked the doll to do, it would do it. But whatever the doll asked me to do, I had to do it too. Otherwise, the doll would get angry and leave me. The first few days with the doll were wonderful, but gradually it started asking me to do strange things, like throwing away food, breaking dishes, and stealing money from my dad. If I didn't do these things, the doll would scare me a lot. One day I threw it in the school's trash bin, but it came back from there too. After that, I told my parents everything because in front of them, the doll looked like an ordinary doll, so they have no idea about the truth of the doll. When my parents tried to burn the doll, it went into the water itself. And after that, I don't remember anything. By coincidence, even my parents couldn't remember anything after that incident. But now that the talking doll is gone, everyone understands what games it was playing with them. Friends, did you think this story was over? No, not yet. We still don't know why that person gave the doll to Sonali. What was his motive? Let's see. One day, there was going to be another doll show in the village. This time, the same man who gave the doll to Sonali was going to organize the show again. So this was the only chance they had to find out the truth. This time, Rakhi did the same as Sonali had done before. She got lost in the doll show, everyone left, but she stayed, waiting for the next show to begin. After doing all this, the man once again gave Rani a doll and said the same things he had said to Sonali. While all this was happening, Sonali and her family were watching, and Rakhi had cleverly informed the police about everything. So now they had also seen everything. During the police investigation, it was revealed that this man gave dolls to all those children who sat for a long time in his show. According to him, the parents of those children didn't care about them, so they had no right to be called parents, and according to him, they didn't even have the right to live. He claimed that he would put an unsettled spirit inside those dolls and gradually manipulate everyone's minds, making them obedient, and whoever didn't obey him, he would kill him. This time, he was doing the same with Sonali's family, but there was a condition for putting the spirit in the doll. When everyone would be freed from the doll's influence, the spirit would leave the doll, and the doll would burn itself. But this time, everything was fine because of Rakhi's courage. The end. Friends, if you liked the video, please share your beautiful thoughts in the comments. Bye.